What's up, everybody? It's Noah back with some Heroes of the Storm free-to-play. We are on our second week of free-to-play right now, account level 7. We just purchased our second character in the form of... Well, who did I purchase? Did I purchase Vala or Lily? Yeah, I purchased Vala. Alright. Today we are going to be wrapping up the StarCraft quest that we have and getting along the way on our Play 8. We are also looking to pick up level 8, which is going to give us another 2,000 gold, in which case I'm going to be purchasing Lily because it's always good to have a support, and she's pretty effective at these low levels of play. But for today I'm going to play Zagara, 1 because I'm tired of losing games, 2 because I can wrap up that StarCraft quest, and 3 because it's a little replacement for the Zagara game that I was playing the other day, where unfortunately my audio commentary did not get recorded alongside the gameplay. So with that being said, we're going to ameliorate that situation right now, and I will see you guys after the jump. Alright guys, we are zoning in once again, for some reason, on Battlefield of Eternity. Level 1 I'm going to be taking Reconstitution. I forgot to mention in my intro that if my voice sounds a little bit different this time, that's because my Turtle Beach PX21s, which I was using to record, which performed valiantly for a few years, have finally given up the ghost. So I am using the Nessie mic that we use to... Hold on, I'm going to take off my zoom. Let's see. Disable mouse wheel zoom. There we go. That we use to record Negligent Adventurers. So sorry about that. I should be getting a new headset, some nice Logitechs, within the next week or so from Amazon. So just bear with me, but I checked the quality, and it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Looking at the team comps... Ooh. As soon as I get bounced on by that Sonya. We have myself as Zagara, Sonya, Jaina, Lily, and Azmodan versus Li Ming, Tyrael, Sonya, Kharazim, and Vala. Taking a little bit of damage here initially. Ooh, looks like they're going for a serious gank attempt very early on. What I was about to say was I am a really big fan of this team comp, especially on a map like this, which rewards split pushing during those immortal phases so much. I feel like me and Azmodan, well, unfortunately our Jaina gets taken out bot lane. Me and Azmodan, with our ability to push, we do manage to pick up the Kharazim bottom lane, might be able to mostly ignore the immortals in favor of just pushing kind of constantly, creating this constant global pressure that's going to be really hard for the enemy team to answer to. We are not quite able to pick up the kill on that Tyrael, but he is going to be forced back to drink. Right now things are pretty even. Zagara is one of my favorite characters in the game. I really enjoy playing specialists in general. And right now she's at the top of the meta, even though there's very little burst, or excuse me, it's almost an entirely burst meta now. She still puts out a ton of damage. Her lane presence is basically unbeatable. No one can bully Zagara out of the lane. Gonna try and... Ooh, well, can't do anything for you there, Sonya. I don't know why you're going so deep when you're that low. Gonna just push out this Sonya a little bit. Not really a big fan of Azmodan being here with me. I'd kind of prefer that he be down bot, split pushing the other lane, but it looks like we're having some difficulty anyway. I'm just going to start kind of planting creep around here. And going to start working on this immortal. I'm going to ping my team to help me out. Oh, unfortunately there goes my creep. So, Zagara is very strong on this map because of her ability to take down these immortals, and because the creep, especially in this kind of rat's nest you've got down here, is really good at providing information via vision to the friendly team. You just gotta make sure to stay mobile, not get caught up in anything. It looks like they're attempting to burn our immortal at the same time, so it's gonna be dead even at the switch. I'm a little bit low on mana, but I'm gonna stay in right now. It's 1 to 2. We've got very even experience distribution right now. And there we go, gonna drop all my minions on this immortal and start throwing my banelings at it too, just to get that little bit of extra burst. Make sure not to be in the immortal stun, and it looks like we're gonna be able to clean this immortal up pretty easily. So that's a win for us. We are just barely under the other team in experience, and now I'm going to go back to top lane before I even see where the immortal's going, and start split pushing. Level 4 I'm taking Envenom Spines because that range is just always useful. I've been seeing people take Medusa Blades lately in certain pro games, but I really wouldn't recommend that in general. That's a strategy that I think is conducive to like really specific situations And I just don't think you're going to get as much use out of it as you are out of going a more conventional build, especially if you're newer to the game. That being said, do what works for you. I have found that in Venom Spines, the Dot has managed to pick up a lot of kills for me at random, and that extra range just makes everything so much safer. I really enjoy it. So while that Immortal is pushing, myself and Asmodan are going to split push this top lane, forcing the enemy team into a situation where they have to rotate or lose more than they anticipate. As you can see, we have lost Lili in the bot, but we've also taken out their Kharazim support, so we are now in a situation where we can just start pushing onto this fort. Now, I have the purple carpet laid down, as I like to call the creep, which means that I am able to beat a hasty retreat if I have to, if things start going poorly, but it's looking like there's just a protracted team fight going down in bot lane, and no one's really coming to respond. Oh, there's Sonya right there. She's not going to be able to take out Asmodan, though, because he has one of the highest natural health pools, in fact, possibly the highest natural health pool of any character in the game. His natural tankiness makes him really good at these protracted engagements, where he's just going to be constantly split pushing. The global pressure offered by myself and Asmodan is going to be just extraordinarily useful over the course of this game. Especially in a two-lane map like this, excuse me. Going to be taking rapid incubation at level 7, which is going to basically prevent me from ever having to go back. Anyway, as I was saying, the global pressure offered by myself and Asmodan is so useful on this map, particularly because those team fights in center tend to be so protracted. This is another map that I really enjoy playing Murky on. Flexibility and fast rotations are really the name of the game. As you can see, we now have a situation, we got the Immortals coming up, but I'm not going to pull back just yet. I'm going to force these guys into making bad rotations. As you can see, one of their main damage dealers, as well as their only support, are currently forced out to deal with my pressure. And if I can hold two of the enemy team here, dealing with my pressure, then, you know, we've won the Immortal, because it's just a perpetual 5v4. Or, excuse me, 4v3 if I force Sonya up here too. It looks like we are successfully burning the Immortal. Unfortunately, we have lost Lili, but on the other hand, we do have their Kharazim locked up here. But at this point, I'm going to head down, especially because Sonya has just gotten taken out, to hopefully do kind of a cleanup crew right here. We are going to be able to take out this Sonya. I'm almost positive. Unfortunately not, and I get caught in the stun, which means I'm going to have to beat a retreat right now. 3 down on the friendly team. Not sure what happened there. I'm a pretty immobile character, and I managed to survive, but hey, shit happens. I'm just going to throw out a Hunter Killer and some Roaches onto this to force the Immortal switch while the rest of my team comes back up, and then I am going to fully assist the team. Should be able to take out that Vala. Yes, we are. Gonna throw out the Roaches, throw out the Hunter Killer on Mr. Kharazim, who does not have a real good blink point right now. And I'm going to indicate that we should just focus the Immortal now that their Vala is down. That's one of the things that tends to get people on Battlefield of Eternity. They get a little bit too fixated on chasing kills, which draws out this phase a lot longer, which is fine. I like drawing out the phase, but not while I'm actively trying to assist and not split pushing. As you can see, Asmodan's laser and me and my minions are just cleaning up this Immortal. We're about to get an Immortal with basically full shields because the enemy team just can't position themselves properly to make the advance that they need to take it out. So there we go. I'm going to head back to top lane while this Immortal is pushing with full shields right on the cusp of level 10. I am, despite what Lili is saying about sticking together, I'm going to start advancing on this top lane, and I should be able to easily take out this top fort. I don't think of it as leaving my team hanging. I think of it as doing the best with the options I have. Oop, Vala is coming up here to respond, which is good because that means that she is not there to burn down the friendly Immortal, which is really good because she'd be one of the most effective at it. In fact, we've pulled 2 of the enemy team away. We got Kharazim and Vala up here, which means we've got a 3v4 with Immortal backing in the other lane. Their Tyrael's going to go down. As you can see, when you're playing as Zagara, that pressure really offers you to force the enemy team into making just really bad rotational decisions. They don't really have an option here, that's the problem. They don't have the ability to go anywhere else. And in fact, I mean, Vala's almost dead just because of the passive damage that my Hunter Killer is putting down. And as you can see, we've managed to easily take that bottom fort as a result of them not being there for the fight. We managed to take away 2 of the enemy team who were forced to reposition, and Vala, who might have had to back entirely. Friendly team is retreating, but I'm just going to keep pushing this lane, and I'm about to start dropping my minions onto the enemy fort up here, with the intent being that we're going to take it out and take 2 forts for the price of 1. Yes, we are, and now I am going to... Oh, come on, take it down, take it down. There we go. We got it, and now I'm going to fly my little bug butt back to the safety of my own walls. Okay, now that I have successfully pushed my lane through the Tier 1 structures, I'm going to start team fighting more extensively with the friendly team. We have a level and a half lead and about to have a talent lead on the enemy team. 1-to-1 trade bot lane, no problem. Actually, I didn't even notice, but that Immortal managed to push to bottom keep entirely there. And I'm going to say that that was in part due to the immense pressure that I was putting on this top lane. Them not having their support there, they should have sent, you know, only Vala or no one at all. Because not having the support in that engagement really gutted their ability to defend against that Immortal. So I'm going to say we're in a really good spot right now. Vala tags me with the Rain of Vengeance, but it's just not enough to actually get a kill on me. And all the damage she was able to do, I am able to deal with Rapid Incubation. If you're not taking Rapid Incubation on level 7, you are doing it wrong. I'm going to throw out a mod just to be able to save our little Sonya there. Fortunately, this Kharazim does not seem to have taken... Oh, he did take 7-sided strike. Oh, I don't know what silly Sonya was doing there. I can do a lot of damage, but I definitely put it out slowly and deliberately. It looks like we got a little bit of a counter push going in this top lane, so I'm going to ping to my friendly team to assist with that. They do have bruisers up here, but it's not really a big concern because we have such a massive structural advantage. As you can see, the friendly team is actually going for throat. Are they going for the core right now? I mean, I wouldn't recommend that. It's an idea, but I'm just trying to defend this lane right now. But they have ping retreat, so I guess I'm not too out of position. Again, I think that they're kind of watching my lane to see when people pull off to defend against my push, which is funny because it's not like I'm doing a whole lot of pushing. I'm just kind of idly clearing these lanes and defending my wall. Jaina gets taken down, but enemy Tyrael is down also, so I'm going to head towards the enemy Immortal and just start a preemptive burn. We also managed to take Kharazim down. Not too much of a surprise. They are fighting a talent down, which is just a terrible place to be for the enemy team, especially on this map where experience is so crucial. Also picking up a kill on the enemy Vala. Not even sure what's going on there, but boy are we doing work right now. I gotta say, my team is working together very well. We're picking off the Li Ming as well. I think the enemy team's looking kind of doomed right now. The friendly team's working very well, understanding what I'm doing and taking advantage of the space that I'm generating through my split push. That's the biggest thing. I'm sure there are plenty of people that would argue that my lack of presence in team fights is problematic, but as you can see, I do have a presence in team fights, and it takes the form of the other team being undermanned when these engagements actually go on. Asmodean gets taken out. I think that he was still attempting to push in, but as you can see, just me and Lili are cleaning up this Immortal. Other team is just finally starting to touch our Immortal. Oh, we got a little bit of a problem here, but it's not really a big issue. We're going to take down this... Oh, Sanctification. I'm surprised he was that ambitious. I'm just going to maw these guys, set them up for just a big combo right here. Well, keyboard, if you want to work, be able to do that big combo. Anyway, we get a double kill right there, and now we are just going to passively clean up this last bit of Immortal. Come on. Oh, come on. I keep getting stunned because I'm terrible. Alright, so... take out the Immortal. We got another almost full-strength Immortal that's going to be pushing towards the enemy right now. I think we're going to be able to easily take out this enemy keep. We're going to pick up 16 very shortly, which means I'm going to get double Hunter Killer, and I'm just going to start cleaning up. I just chuck some Banelings out there. One thing that I do want to mention when you're playing Zagara, as you've seen, I have been very rarely using my Banelings. I only use Banelings when I'm trying to zone people out, or... when I am attempting to just put a lot of damage into a small area, because the reality is they're not very cost effective as far as spells go. They're easy to dodge, they're slow moving, they, overall there's just, you should just save your mana for your Hunter Killers and your Roaches, which are going to be really doing the bulk of the work. So, we got Asmodean down on our side, Karazim down on the other side. That's perfectly fine because I am able to put down so much of that damage that Asmodean would otherwise be doing in the same situation. I'm not going to drop my second Hunter Killer just yet. I like having it in the tank to force him back again. But we are easily going to take out that enemy Sonya. Vala drops her Rain of Vengeance on me. Again, just not enough to really do anything. If she tries to push in, she's going to get jumped on. And if she doesn't push in, she's going to get jumped on. We got Karazim throwing out the 7-sided strike, but unfortunately the damage is just too distributed, for him to be able to really do anything with it. Tyrael throws down the Sanctification, kind of saving his team, but at the same time, just not really enough. We're going to be just cleaning up the enemy team right now, and with Lily throwing out that Jug of 1,000 Cups, this is the point where we are simply going to win the game. Enemy Sonya is going to come back up, but that's not going to be enough, so there you go. Just throw a Maw right there in front just to be an asshole and just BM him a little bit. Alright. Solid game. Much better than the last couple we played. Granted, I was playing with a very comfortable character with a very competent team on a map that is great for my skill set. But at the same time, overall, I'm just really satisfied with how that went. But don't take it from me. Let's look at the stats as I pick up 2,000 gold, allowing me to pick up Lily, also finishing that StarCraft daily quest, opening up a slot, and getting Zagara to level 3. Let's check out the stats now. Top hero damage on our side was Sonya. On the enemy side was Li Ming, although I will say this Li Ming on the enemy team didn't really seem to be doing a whole lot. I mean, only picked up 1 kill personally, which is surprising. I have a feeling that the enemy Li Ming was not playing aggressively enough, not putting herself out there. Most deaths on the enemy team was a split between Karazim and Tyrael, and actually, let me look at the Karazim's talents. Yep, we had a damaged Karazim, well, a very strange hybrid Karazim who picks up 7-sided strike as well as Echo of Heaven. He's on free rotation this week. I've seen a lot of bizarre Karazims in these games. A lot of people taking insight and shit. Never do that. Just take Transcendence. Just go with the flow. Anyway. On our side, Sonya played a little bit unsafe, but she also soaked the most damage and did the most hero damage for our team, so I'm just not going to knock her that hard. She is a free rotation character, but I'm guessing that it is a rotation character played by a Smurf, because he was a little bit too competent and on point with those ancient spears. I have a feeling that a lot of the team were Smurfs. So what went right for us, and what happened to the enemy team? I would say that this is a textbook example of using your team's composition to make a specific strategy work. The way I called it in the beginning of this game was me and Asmodean. It ended up being mostly me, which is fine because he was useful as a damage dealer too. Using the pressure from the specialists to be able to force the enemy team to pick between taking a lot of siege damage just from players or a lot of siege damage from the Immortal. As you could have seen in multiple occasions, there were times where Immortals were either up or our Immortal was pushing, and I pushed the opposite lane as Zagara, forcing the enemy team to break off 2, sometimes even 3 of their team to deal with my split push, because they all know Zagara is just too powerful to leave alone like that. That being said, I was able to do it super safely. I was playing to the back line that whole game. I did the highest siege damage, which doesn't really mean anything. I mean, I'm Zagara. But you can see there the power of playing the macro game. A lot of people think that HOTS is a game entirely decided by team fights. And a lot of games are decided by team fights. A late game wipe can absolutely either save or condemn your team to a loss. But the reality is there's other ways to play the game. You can play a very macro-heavy game like you saw right there. While obviously the mechanical skill on my team was higher just based on how those team fights went, what really worked for us was the understanding that the rest of my team demonstrated. They weren't criticizing me for split pushing, they understood and appreciated what I was doing, and more importantly, they seized the advantage in manpower they had, pushing with the Immortal and taking the kills to the enemy team. So with that being said, I hope you guys like this, and I hope you learned a little bit about a more macro style of Heroes of the Storm play. Anyway, I'm Noah. If you want to see some more of this, as I said, uploads are daily. Feel free to like, comment, or subscribe to this channel or the affiliated channel Negligent Adventurers, where I do a lot of co-op and blind Let's Plays with my Biffle Aaron. So, until next time, kids, I hope you enjoyed. I will see you in the Nexus. Have a good one.